Welcome back. Today, we are tackling what is undoubtedly one of the most agonizing, universally frustrating problems that absolutely any active trader faces. You know the exact feeling. You start the day green. You catch that morning volatility, you execute your setups perfectly, your account balance is looking great, and you're just full of confidence. But then, you fast forward to 3 p.m., and you're just staring at your screen in complete disbelief because you're ending the day flat. Or honestly, even worse, deep in the red. You just gave it all back. So why does this happen? Why do you lose those hard-earned morning profits? It is so incredibly common to immediately blame your strategy, right? But look, the data tells a completely different story. The issue usually isn't your technical analysis at all. It's your psychology. It's boredom, as that midday volume just completely dries up. Or it's revenge trading, when a tiny afternoon paper cut suddenly makes you angry. Or maybe you're simply forcing trades in weaker, choppier market conditions, using a strategy that, frankly, only works with high morning momentum. Basically, you're forcing trades when you really should just be walking away.
I really want you to let this quote sink in for a second. The goal is not to trade all day. The goal is to keep what you earn. As traders, we're so conditioned to think that working hard means sitting locked to the screens from the opening bell all the way to the market close. But professional discipline is actually about profit protection. If your edge only exists for the first 90 minutes of the day, then trading for the next 5 hours isn't hard work, guys. It's literally self-sabotage.
For a typical trader, daily performance usually looks exactly like this. You see a massive green start for morning profits, and then it's followed by an afternoon performance that just completely drags the entire day down. Those morning profits just vanish because traders keep pushing long after their absolute best edge is completely gone. They mistake being active with being productive, and it's a huge trap. Okay, so let's dive right into a practical 5-step framework to completely eliminate this habit. It all kicks off with step 1. You absolutely must track your morning versus afternoon results. You just can't fix a problem you aren't actively measuring, so we need to replace your gut feelings with hard, undeniable data. You need to start separating your trades strictly by the time of day they were actually taken.
And when you do this, I want you to hone in on these specific metrics. Look at your overall profit and loss, your win rate, your average win versus your average loss, and definitely track the frequency of your mistakes. For the vast majority of traders, doing this reveals a really glaring pattern. You'll likely see that your real edge is undeniably strongest in the first few hours of the session, and it just becomes statistically weaker and weaker as the afternoon grinds on. Once you have that data in front of you, you apply step 2, use a giveback rule. This is standard practice at professional trading firms, and it's basically the ultimate tool to protect your open profits once your day is already in the green. The concept is super simple. Once your unrealized daily profits reach a certain high, you set a hard floor. If your profits fall back to that exact floor, you stop trading. Period. No exceptions. Let's actually look at the math on this really quickly. Imagine you're trading a $50,000 account, and you're risking 1% per trade, so that's $500. We'll call that 1R, just 1 unit of risk. Say you have an amazing morning, and you hit a peak profit of plus 3R, which is $1,500. Your giveback rule might state that once you hit plus 3R, your hard giveback floor officially activates at plus 1R, or $500. You can absolutely keep trading, but the very second your daily profit drops from $1,500 down to $500, your screens go off. You walk away with a guaranteed green day. Without a hard rule like that, you are just locked in that dangerous, toxic emotional debate of wanting just one more trade so you can make your money back. But by implementing a hard give-back floor, you're relying entirely on mechanical discipline. It just completely removes the emotion from the equation. Repeatedly watching your profits evaporate actually trains your brain negatively, making you cut your winners short in the future. The give-back rule prevents all of that psychological damage entirely. This mechanical discipline naturally flows right into step 3, set an afternoon trade limit. If your data clearly shows that your afternoon performance is statistically weaker, you just have to put a strict cap on the number of trades you are physically allowed to take after midday. This is exactly how you combat the deadly phenomenon of boredom entries. Your rule should be something straightforward, like this: only 1 or 2 A-plus setups allowed in the afternoon. If your absolute highest conviction setup, the exact one your journal proves has the absolute best mathematical expectancy, if that appears, yeah, you take it. But if it's just a kinda close setup, or the market is just slowly drifting sideways, you do absolutely nothing. Sitting on your hands is an active, highly profitable trading decision. Which brings us to step 4.
reduce your size after morning profits. This is such a simple but incredibly effective tactic, guys. If you've had a strong morning and that rare A-plus afternoon setup does actually appear, whatever you do, don't treat it with your full morning size. Cut your position size in half, or honestly, even down to a quarter. Because remember this, the goal is not to get rich in the afternoon. It is to avoid giving back your progress. Sizing down significantly lowers the emotional pressure of the entire trade. If it ends up being a loser, it barely makes a dent in your morning gains. And if it's a winner, well, it's just a nice little bonus added to an already great day. And now we arrive at the final and arguably most critical piece of the whole puzzle. Step 5, stop after a rule break. You absolutely must condition yourself to walk away the exact moment your discipline slips. Not after you blow up the account, but after the very first sign of behavioral drift. So, the crucial point here is knowing exactly what those red flags look like. Did you chase an entry just because of FOMO? Did you take a revenge trade 12 minutes after a frustrating loss? Did you widen a stop loss simply because you couldn't accept being wrong? Did you oversize? A single rule break usually means an emotional cascade is starting. The moment you catch yourself doing any of these things, you are emotionally compromised. Continuing to trade will only lead to catastrophic damage, so just shut it down. So, let's do a quick recap. This is your new mechanical 5-step framework. 1. Track your results strictly by time of day. 2. Protect your open profits with a hard giveback rule. 3. Strictly limit your afternoon trades to only A-plus setups. 4. Radically reduce your position size after a green morning. And 5. Stop trading immediately on any rule break whatsoever. This framework totally replaces your unreliable gut feelings with hard protective discipline. Now, of course, knowing the rules is one thing, but actually executing them day in and day out is another. You really need a system to hold you accountable, which is exactly why TradeZella is the ultimate partner for enforcing this entire framework. TradeZella isn't just some basic journal. It's a full analytics engine that tracks exactly where your edge is and, way more importantly, where you're leaking your money. TradeZella actually automates this entire process for you. Its time-of-day reporting shows you instantly with crystal-clear charts exactly whether your afternoon trading is helping or hurting your account. The Zella AI Auto Tagger automatically categorizes your trades, and the platform actively tracks your mistakes and your profit givebacks in real time. You don't have to guess if you have an afternoon problem. TradeZella will literally highlight it for you. And honestly, one of its absolute most powerful features is Trade Replay. This tool lets you replay any trade, tick by tick, using real 1-second data. A static chart makes every single exit look so obvious in hindsight, right? But Trade Replay restores that raw uncertainty you felt during the live trade. It allows you to look back and pinpoint the exact moment your afternoon discipline completely fell apart. It makes your psychological givebacks entirely measurable and, because of that, entirely fixable. Now, as you start implementing this, make sure you avoid these fatal traps. Do not trade all day just because the market happens to be open. Do not ignore your weaker afternoon stats. And whatever you do, please never treat your morning profits like casino house money. Thinking, oh, it's okay to risk this because it's the market's money, is the absolute fastest way to end your day in the red. Refusing to walk away while you are still green is an ego problem. It is not a strategy problem. I really want to leave you with this powerful verdict. Professional discipline is knowing when the best part of your day is already done. Having a winning morning does not obligate you to keep clicking buttons. You have to protect your mental capital just as much as your financial capital. Know when you've won the day and just have the courage to close the laptop. If you want to finally stop the cycle of giving back your hard-earned profits and actually start protecting your very best trading hours, you need the right tools in your corner. You can get an instant 20% off TradeZella today by using the exclusive promo code WOR20 at checkout. It works on both the monthly and the yearly plans. So grab a link, apply the code WOR20, and start keeping what you earn. But before you open your charts tomorrow, I want you to ask yourself this one final question. Are you trading to actually build wealth, or are you just trading because you're addicted to clicking buttons? Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.